So here at St. Edward's High School. Fortunately, Bob Dealey couldn't make the trip up here today, but I've got Coach Urbis here with me, the head coach of St. Edward's. We're here after a pretty exciting dual meet you guys had last night. Can you tell us about that?
Well, we had a humdinger of a match here last night. It was St. Ed's versus Blair for the mythical national championship, and each team won 7 matches and went down to the final match. We were able to get the win.
Yeah, and the Buckeyes came up last night. We got to watch that match. We got the Buckeyes pumped up to wrestle well today. They're wrestling against Northwestern. We're up here today. Could you tell us who contacted you about coming up and having the Buckeyes wrestle at your gym today?
Well, when Coach Ryan got the job, Coach Heffernan wrestled at Iowa, and so did Coach Ryan. Coach Heffernan said it'd be a great idea to get the Buckeyes to come up north to Northeast Ohio and show their wrestling up here. So as soon as Coach Ryan got the job, I called him up and said, is there any chance of getting a duel up here in Northeast Ohio? And I think there was a conflict of having St. John's Arena open, and it just happened to work out perfect for this day to have to host Northwestern and Ohio State University.
Well, it's great. I know the Buckeyes are excited to be here. We got to watch a great match last night, and we're looking forward to another good match tonight. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, here we're with Coach Ryan, head coach of Ohio State Buckeyes, up in St. Edwards, Ohio. Were you the one who made this happen?
Actually, Coach Urbis reached out to us early on when I'd been hired, and it worked out perfectly. Northwestern, we had the date available, and Northwestern wanted to do it, so we're very fortunate to be up here. We're looking forward to the match.
Yeah, and how's the match looking tonight?
It's going to be another Big Ten battle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say we're favored through the middle. A couple of key matches at 184, Pasillo and Herbert, 2 undefeated wrestlers today, and then Tamalo and Bergman at 97 will be big matches.
Do you see those as being the 2 key matchups of the night?
I think they are 2 of the key matches. Yes.
Okay. Now, what weight we're starting at? 149?
We're starting at 49. Palmer, it's nice for Palmer and Vondruska both be back home in their high school gym. They've won many matches here, so it's good to have Palmer starting us off.
Definitely. Now, I know, is it nice to have you've been missing a couple coaches, Coach Rollins and Coach Heskett. They were out competing in Russia. It's nice to have them back.
Oh yeah, I like surrounding myself with good people. Those are good people, so it's good to have them back on the sideline.
Okay, well, good luck, Coach.
Thanks.
And now I have the pleasure and the privilege to introduce a starting lineup. At 149 pounds for Northwestern, a redshirt freshman, Marty Gould. And for Ohio State, a true freshman from St. Edward's High School, Palmer. At 157 pounds, a freshman from Roselle, Illinois, Dominic Gorella. And for Ohio State, at 157 pounds, from Mansfield, Ohio, a redshirt sophomore, Jason Johnstone. At 165 pounds, for Northwestern, a true junior from Linwood, New Jersey, Greg Hagel. And for the Ohio State Buckeyes, a 6-year senior from St. Edward's High School, Chris Vondruska. At 174 pounds, for Northwestern, a redshirt junior from Council Bluffs, Iowa, Nick Hay. And Buckeyes from Montgomery, Maryland, a redshirt junior, Harvey Priestley. At 184 pounds, from Northwestern, a redshirt junior from Wexford, Pennsylvania, Jake Herbert. And for Ohio State, a true freshman from Ohio, At 197 pounds, for Northwestern, a true junior from Oak Park, Illinois, Jake Herbert. Mike DeVilo. And 197 pounds, from Ohio State, from Oakland, Ohio, a redshirt junior, James Kitson. At heavyweight, from Northwestern, a true junior from Gallagher, Ohio, Dustin Cox. And for Ohio State, a true sophomore from Silver Heights, Ohio, Corey 125 pounds for Northwestern, a true freshman from Orland Park, Illinois, Brandon Persine. And for Ohio State, a true freshman from Stillwater, New Jersey, Will Livingstone. At 133 pounds from Northwestern, a redshirt freshman from Luxembourg, Wisconsin, Eric Metzler. And for Ohio State, a redshirt junior from Galloway, Ohio, B.J. Enright. And the final match of the day, a true sophomore from Rolling Meadows, Illinois, for Northwestern, James Colbert. And for the Buckeyes, a redshirt sophomore from Northfield, Ohio, Jerry Jeffers. And now we will all rise for the playing of the national anthem. Defender of the match.
Okay, here we are. Starting off in St. Edward's High School, Ohio State versus Northwestern. Starting at 149 pounds, we have Lance Palmer. Lance is wrestling Marty Gould, a sophomore from Illinois. Doing the coin toss right now, we have J.D. Bergman, Jay Jaggers, and Chris Vondruska out there serving as the captains. Unfortunately, Bob couldn't make it tonight, so it's just me on the mic today.
For Northwestern is sophomore Marty Gould. And for Ohio State is true freshman, St. Edward's alum, Lance Palmer.
Lance is one of the two wrestlers Ohio State has starting from St. Edward's High School. Lance wrestled for them just last year, starting as a true freshman for the Buckeyes. So we got a lot of people in the crowd who still freshly have Lance in their memory and are happy to see him back.
First year as a starter. Last year he had 6 matches. He kept it Miles West High School in Lincoln, Illinois, where he was a four-time state qualifier. Lance Palmer is a true freshman from St. Edward's High School. This is one of the He's a 4-time state champion here at St. Edward's High School Junior National Championship and a 3rd place finisher in the Junior National Freestyle. His high school record was 186-6.
Okay, Lance has got him down the front headlock. We've been working on this in practice. Looks like Gould is going to get his head up, and now they're back in an over-under. Both guys have their head buried, which kind of inhibits both of them from doing too much. The ref stops it for the headgear. Lance in on almost a single leg, but Gould does a good job at countering it. As you can see, they're still both in this over-under. Lance goes for a hip toss, gets Gould down to his knee, but Gould recovers. See, Lance is trying to get his hips in. You can see Gould putting his right arm down into Lance's crotch, keeping him from doing that, and that's why the ref is calling him for stalling, because he's just wrestling defensively right here.
Injury time out is a little bit different. At the college level, you get 1.5 minutes cumulative time for injury. And we're in high school as well, it's a 5 minute limit for college, so there's 1 minute on blood timeout.
Okay, we have 54 seconds left in the first period, still scoreless. Great single hand by Lance. He's got it up and he gets the takedown. Now Lance wants to ride him out the rest of the period. Lance, his strength has always helped him out when riding on the mat, and he's tilling him, almost gets his back points.
30 seconds left in the first period. 30 seconds left.
arm bar. A lot of guys would just try to ride their opponent out, let the clock run out, end the period 2-0. But Lance, you can see he's working hard for those back points. 9 seconds left. I think he's going to have to settle for just a ride out, though. See, Lance got a little bit in some dangerous position right there, got a little too high. Gould was swimming for the head, but Lance manages to hold on, keeping his lead 2-0 going into the second period. He's accumulated so far 41 seconds of riding time. Takes bottom to start the second. And Lance has been doing a good job lately of getting out on bottom. Let's see if he explodes up. And he does. Now he needs to get hand control, a little more back pressure. The Gould lets him get away. Another good attempt by Lance. He needs to clear those arms before he shoots, though. You can see these two really like getting in the over-unders. Lance is working hard to get the takedown. Wouldn't be surprised if the ref hits Gould for stalling again if Lance keeps making these attempts and Gould just has his head buried. Great shot by Lance. Sweep single, Gould sprawls, and Lance was already out to the side. He had his angle and easily gets around behind him. Again, Lance riding tough on top. With Lance's upper body strength, he can really keep his hips separated from his opponent, where many wrestlers ride their opponent with their hips tight against their opponents. Now Lance has inserted both legs, trying to flatten Gould out. Really working power half right now. Okay, he has Gould extended. He's got a tight power half. And the ref stops it. Looks like he's going to call potentially dangerous. Okay, Lance is looking for his tilt right now. So we end the second period, Lance leading 5-0 with 1:52 riding time in his favor. Lance has been doing a good job of riding his opponent so far, but he hasn't quite had the luck to get any turns yet. Ohio State could really use the bonus points right now, either in a major decision or we'd really like a pin in this weight class. There we go, Lance Looks like he's got another half Nelson, really cranking hard on Gould. Last time the ref called potentially dangerous here. Hopefully lets it go a little longer this time. And he calls the same thing, another potentially dangerous. Okay, we've got 50 seconds left in the match. Lance has 3 minutes and 3 seconds of riding time, so he has his point. So the match is actually 6-0 right now in favor of Palmer. Lance is going to cut him, try to get a takedown, get us these extra points that we need for a major decision. Got the crowd asking for a stalling call. Gould's headgear has fallen off for the third time this match. Okay, and there we go. Lance earns a stalling point off of Gould, 6-1. Essentially it's 7-1 with riding time with 23 seconds left. "18 seconds, Lance, and Lance Palmer needs another takedown."
Got a full house.
Yeah, the Buckeyes were here last night for the St. Ed's Blair Academy dual meet. That dual meet determined the national dual meet champions in high school. St. Ed's ended up winning in the last match. It was a packed house, and it's just about as crowded today for the Ohio State Northwestern duel. Lance with a great single leg. Gould ends up countering, but Lance is still pressuring in. We've got 8 seconds left. Lance is working hard. Lance almost to take down at the buzzer, but the ref does award him one more stalling call. So we're going to end the match with Lance Palmer winning 8-1. Okay, here at the 157-pound weight class, we have 2 unrated wrestlers, Jason Johnstone and Dominic Morella, both sophomores. Johnstone has been wrestling very hard. It looks like they've just given him 2 points takedown for Northwestern. I was saying Johnston's been wrestling very well lately. He's lost some very close matches to some very tough opponents, and he's really coming on strong. He just needs to work on finishing some of his takedowns, and he'll be right there in the mix. Jason with a good initial explosion. Unfortunately, Morella brings him back down to the mat. Jason needs to work to get back to his base and start over again. Morella's doing a good job at neutralizing Jason by controlling that left arm. Okay, Jason Johnstone is out for his point. 1 point escape brings the match 2-1 in favor of Northwestern. Minute 45 left in the first period. Let's see if Jason can work on his offense. Unfortunately, Morella's right back in on his leg. Jason working hard to counter in about the same position they were last time. Jason trying to scoot out. And Jason doing a little scrambling. Before he got taken down, he grabs the leg, rolls under. Now they're both caught in about the same position. When the wrestler's in that position, usually the higher man wins. Whoever can get the other opponent's leg elevated ends up a stalemate for them right now. Minute 22 to go in the first period. Jason really needs to try to get some of his shots off. Morella has been taking all the shots and been close to getting all those takedowns. Jason needs to start working his offense. There we go. Jason gets him down in front headlock. Morella's really, and there we go. Jason has got Morella on his back. Looks like we have a pin. And a pin for Jason Johnstone. First period. Jason Johnstone brings his record to 12-9 with a pin in the second match, Ohio State Northwestern Bowl. Those points are very much needed in this duel. This duel is going to come down to possibly the last match. It's going to be a very tight duel, and that was huge for Jason Johnstone. Okay, here we go. In the 165-pound weight class, we have Greg Hagel from Northwestern. He's a junior. He's unrated. He's up against 165-pounder Chris Vondruska, a senior, ranked number 14 in the nation. Chris, our second wrestler from St. Ed's, he's a fifth-year senior, so he's 5 years removed from St. Edwards, Ohio. But we've got a lot of people in the crowd who still very fond of Chris. He's got a lot of his family here tonight, and then in fact, the team's going over to Chris's mother's house after the dual meet. She's cooking everyone dinner. So everyone's happy to have the Buckeyes up at St. Edwards High School tonight to watch the Ohio State Northwestern duel. Now, this is kind of an interesting match. We have Chris, a St. Edwards wrestler, wrestling against Hagel, a guy who graduated from Blair Academy in New Jersey. So we have a matchup just like the matchups from last night where St. Edwards defeated Blair Academy in their dual meet. Hopefully we'll have the same outcome today for Chris over Hagel. Chris defending the takedown for Hagel. Chris does a great job down here at staying calm and defending a takedown. Fortunately, the ref is going to award him 2, and Chris is going to have to start working for his escape. Hagel doing a pretty good job at riding Vondruska out right now. He's accumulated 51 seconds of riding time. Chris has got 1 more minute left in the first period to earn his 1-point escape. Okay, 30 seconds left in the first period. Chris really needs to escape this period. Let's see if Chris can explode off the whistle, get to his feet, get hand control, back pressure, earn his escape. No explosion. Seconds left. Okay, with six seconds remaining in the first period. If Chris is going to get an escape, it needs to be right off the whistle. Again, no initial explosion off the bottom. Looks like Chris going to start the period down 2-0.
as we start the second period. It is Northwestern taking place as we choose to start.
Chris A will slip both legs in. Now he needs to extend Hagel, bring him back to the mat. Hagel's still standing up. The ref usually is going to call stalemate in this position.
Northwestern's Greg Hagel is a true junior. Second-year starter. Last year he won 10 matches for the Wildcats. He went to Blair Academy in Linwood, New Jersey. Fourth place finish in the high school nationals in 2000.
Okay, here we have Chris. Hagel in his roll ended up grabbing Chris's ankle, but Chris is still riding him tough. Looks like Hagel's got Chris on the ropes a little bit, but Chris is usually pretty good in the crab ride, but he might need to bail out before he gets put to his back and just give up the two-point reversal. But Chris is always resilient, holding on tight, still hasn't even given up the escape, still getting his riding time. Chris needs to hang out for at least 7 more seconds to eliminate Hagel's 1 minute of riding time. Head coach Tom Ryan pointing to the riding time for Chris, showing he needs to ride him out a little longer, then he'll probably cut him, start wrestling on his feet again.
Chris is running riding time off.
And there we go. Okay, so now Chris is down 3-0 in the second period. Really needs to start his offense.
Ohio State's Chris Bonduska is a 50-year senior from St. Andrews High School. While he was a two-time state runner in 2001 and 2003, he made 3 out of 4 year appearances at the state championships. The high school national All-American. Transferred to Ohio State in his freshman Oxford University. For last year's term, he had a 2-2 record.
Chris is really working Hagel's head, but he hasn't taken too many shots himself yet. Hopefully he'll wear Hagel out and start working his offense towards the legs. And there we go. See another single leg. Chris sitting on his head right now. Needs to either try to split the middle, but right now it looks like he needs to get his head up. Trying to get his head up, out from between the legs, and have Hagel on his back. Chris is looking out for a pin right now. He's got both legs secured, and the ref has not awarded the 2-point takedown. You can see the coaches aren't happy about that. He had both legs under control. Hagel still had his arms around Chris's torso, but it looked like 2 to me, and Coach Ryan's going to go debate it. That would have been a huge 2-point takedown for Chris. To start the third period, it would have been 2-3, as now it's 0-3. Okay, so Chris really needs to push the pace. He's got 1:50 left in this match. Down by 3 points. Crowd's starting to call for stalling on Northwestern, but he shoots. Chris has got him in the front headlock. Buckeyes could really use a win out of Chris today. Bondruska, 5 years since he's wrestled in the St. Edwards gym. Thought he'd never wrestle here again. This is definitely the last time he'll ever wrestle here in St. Edwards, Ohio. Hopefully he'll end on a high note. With 1:20 left in the third period, Chris trails 3-0. he has a cradle up. He has his 2-point takedown. He needs to try to get Hagel back on the mat. Get a turn. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. So Chris is cutting him. He's got 40 seconds left in the match. Chris needs 2-point takedown to tie it. 43 seconds left. And Chris, with another front headlock, needs some pressure on the head, pull his opponent down on the mat, but he switched to an underhook. 26 seconds left in the match. Chris needs to get out of bounds right here and start back on his feet. With only 20 seconds left, he needs to start fresh and go right away. Chris does not have time to wait, needs to go right away. Three seconds left, and it looks like Chris is not going to pull this one off.
And now we move on to 174 pounds. At 174 pounds for Northwestern, the redshirt junior Nick Hayes. And for your Ohio State Buckeyes, the redshirt junior Tommy Priestley.
Okay, here we have Nick Hayes of Northwestern. He's a senior. He's ranked number 15 in the nation. He's up against Wes Bergman, younger brother to J.D. Bergman, our 197-pounder. Wes, you can see, is a little different body build than J.D. Wes, well over 6 feet, a very lanky wrestler. Oftentimes, his opponents aren't used to Wes's reach, and that can kind of give him trouble sometimes. We're hoping that Wes can upset Hayes once he gets back on the mat.
Northwestern's Nick Hayes is a redshirt junior from Council Bluffs, Iowa, where he prepped at Lewis Central High School. The second-year starter, while at Lewis Central High School, he earned All-American honors 2 years in a row after winning 2 national titles. He was also an Iowa State champion. Ohio State's Tommy Priestley is a redshirt junior from Mount Rainier, Maryland. He prepped at Northwestern High School, 2-time state qualifier, 1-time regional champ in 2003. This is his first year.
Wes went to Bowling Green University his freshman year, ended up transferring to Ohio State, walking on the wrestling team. He's been working hard for the Buckeyes in practice. Looks like Hayes might have a cradle on Bergman, trying to get him back to his back. Again, with length, Wes's length, he does a good job at posting out, not getting turned. But Hayes is working him hard. We've got 45 seconds left in the first period. Wes has gotten out of the cradle. Let's see if he can get an escape.
Fastest pin in Oak Harbor history, 9 seconds. He has no record for the Buckeyes this year.
How's it going?
Either that or we got pinned to that. Hopefully that's not his record. Not bragging about that one on the resume. Check that resume.
That's right.
Okay, so the first period ends 2-0. Hayes has earned a minute 47 of riding time right now.
47 seconds advantage of riding time.
Now Wes gets his chance to show what he's got on top. This is definitely Wes's toughest position. We'll see if he can use it, score some points for the Buckeyes. And now we have both men on their back, and the ref doesn't know who actually has control. He doesn't know who to award the back points to. And he ends up not awarding it to anybody. Now, if I were to be arguing for Ohio State, I would say since Wes came back up with control and he exposed the back, he gets the back points, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Assistant coach Joe Heskett's going to argue his case, and Northwestern coaches aren't going to let him argue it alone, so they're going out there also. But it looks like no back points will be rewarded. The match goes on 2-0.
Money, David?
Well, that is a strange call there, wasn't it?
That was a tough situation.
Was he he must have been looking for a defensive pin or something? I mean, even so, he had it exposed, didn't he?
Yeah, Hayes had Wes in a Peterman. He was going for a move that is his, which a lot of guys do get their points from a defensive position. But with Wes's length, Wes was able to keep control and end up back on top, which ended up being a very interesting position. The ref didn't know quite what to do with it and ended up not awarding any back points. Okay, now if the ref didn't give, and he's giving him 2. He didn't want to give Vondruska 2, and Vondruska had control of both legs, and his opponent still had a hold of the body. Wes had a hold of his leg, and the ref decided that was different, gave Northwestern the 2.
Did a good job, man.
Okay, we're going to the third period. Hayes has a minute 30 of riding time, 4 points on the board. Wes is 0. Looks like he's going to take top. Now, had they awarded Wes the back points that were questionable, it'd be 3-4, and Wes would be right in this match. But like I said, Wes is tough on top, and I wouldn't be surprised if he can make something happen, get some back points in this period. Hayes thought he'd probably escaped, but with Wes's long arms, he just reached up, pulled him right back in. Hayes ends up getting the escape.
He didn't learn
Minute 16 left in the match. Wes Bergman trails by 5 points. This is Wes's first varsity match for the Buckeyes. Right now trying to defend off a single leg. Looks like we're taking some injury time. Bergman looks like maybe has a bloody nose. Okay, so right now Nick Hayes leads 7-0 and also has a minute of riding time. Yeah, Nick Hayes is ranked 15th in the nation. He's a senior. He's from Iowa. He's a 2-time state champion. In 04, he was an NCAA qualifier as a true freshman. He redshirted his junior year, so he's back for his final year. Now Bergman's doing a pretty decent job in his first match at Ohio State. He's up against a pretty tough opponent, veteran, ranked in the nation. It'd be really nice if Wes can keep from getting this major decision. He needs to get an escape. It was great if he could maybe get a reversal, but we'll see what happens. Hayes hasn't had too much trouble this match riding Bergman. 29 seconds left. Looks like he got his shoulder cranked on a little bit. Gonna take some injury time. 25 seconds left in the match. Okay, so we're back. Wes Bergman on bottom right now. Really needs a reversal right here. You can see that Northwestern doesn't have too much trouble getting their legs in on Bergman. Riding him pretty hard. Okay, and the match ends 8-0, Northwestern winning. This brings the dual meet score to 9-7 in favor of Ohio State. Here we have our marquee match of the evening. Number 3 in the nation, freshman Mike Vasillo against junior Jake Herbert, ranked number 1 in the nation.
And for Ohio State, Mike Vasillo. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be the marquee match of the day.
Mike starts off with front headlock, working it tough. Herbert gets out.
Vasillo right behind him in number 3 at 184 pounds.
Both wrestlers are undefeated so far this season. Jake Herbert, national runner-up last year to Ben Askren. That was at the 174-pound weight class. Mike has him again in front headlock. This is one of Mike's best position. And again, Mike goes for a throw-by, doesn't get it. Goes for a front, when he's get that front headlock, he's going for a shuck. And Herbert's able to come out every time. Now he's back in the front headlock. I'd like to see Mike just keep running around the circle, not going for the shuck. Just keep pressuring Herbert. The ref calls a stalemate though.
In 2003, the Pennsylvania State Champion. The 2-year starter won 26 matches last year. In 2004-2005, he placed second in the Big Ten tournament.
You see Herbert really goes after it. And now Herbert has Mike in the front headlock, going right down to the single leg, switching to a double. Mike's defending good, but Herbert, too tough, ends up getting the takedown. Now Herbert, very tough on the mat. He's going to really try to take it to Matt now that they're on the mat. Mike, now that they're on the mat. We'll see if Mike can get hand control, get up and escape. Mike doing a good job. Back pressure. Almost gets the escape, but they have to return back to the center mat with Mike starting back on the mat. I'm not sure what the ref's looking into right now. He's going over to talk to Coach Ryan. It looks like they're maybe telling the coaches to stay off the mat because they've been running out there a couple times, but that's just my speculation. Jake Herbert wrestled 174 pounds last year. He's bumped up to 184. And again, Mike close to getting the escape, but ends up getting run out of bounds.
OhioNorthwestern, false start.
We have 45 seconds left in the first period. Mike Vasillo still looking for an escape. Back to his feet. Herbert with a good lift, returning to the mat. Mike does a good job coming right back up. Okay, we have 12 seconds left, first period. Mike getting hand control, and he gets his escape. Very nice. In his front headlock, going for the 2, and Mike ends the period trailing 2-1. Herbert accumulated a minute 35 of riding time in that first period. Mike's going to try to take some of that away right now. Again, Herbert very tough on the mat. He's actually looking for a defensive pin. A good back bridge. If Bob were here today, he'd been very happy with that. Puts Mike in an uncomfortable position where Mike has to bail and Herbert gets the reversal. Looks like Herbert's going to take some injury time. He seems to be holding his hand. Herbert ends up cutting Mike. Now it's 2-4 in favor of Northwestern. Again, this is your number 3 in the nation from Ohio State against number 1 in the nation from Northwestern. Basilio against Herbert. Basilio very good with the front headlock. Really been working it. Herbert able to squeak out of it every time though. Herbert does this by the tremendous pressure he keeps putting on Mike, even when he's in that defensive position. Another excellent shot by Herbert, but Mike counters it again. Mike's got great hips, back in the front headlock. Herbert's making it hard for Mike to do much with this because he's got his arms locked up above Mike on his ribs.
Herbert's not getting an angle. That's the best they got one over.
Mike, a great high crotch. 26 seconds on the period. Mike trying to finish. He's in a double, and Herbert squeaks out of it. Had Mike finished that takedown and the score would have been tied 4-4. Let's see if Mike can get back in on the legs with 11 seconds left in the second period. Looks like Herbert might be cutting Basilio again. Going in the third period, Basilio trailing 4-2. Looks like Herbert's going to ride him. Another caution. Mike doing a good job of working hand control, and he gets his escape. Score is 3-4 in favor of Herbert. Herbert with a slick shot from outside. It's very impressive. Again, Mike working for hand control, trying to get his escape. Still working hard. Mike trailing 4-6. In reality, it's 4-7 because Herbert has over 2 minutes of riding time in the third period. Herbert's really showing right now why he's ranked #1 in the country. Great wrestler, good in all positions. He's really good at working off the other man's offense. It's dangerous every position he's in on the mat. Mike in on another good high crotch. Fortunately, a little too late, but it'd be great for him to get a finish. And you can see Herbert is just relentless. He will not let up. He is not happy with just a win. He wants to show why he's #1 in the country. And he wins 11-5 against undefeated Mike Vassillo, ranked #3 in the country. Jake Herbert continues undefeated at #1. This is Vassillo's first loss of the season. He's a redshirt freshman, having a great season, and it's good to get some of those tough matches in. Now we have J.D. Bergman, another huge match. #7 in the country, J.D. Bergman against #2 in the country, Mike Tomillo. Tomillo was Northwestern's 84 last year, ended up bumping up after Herbert bumped up. Yes, with Herbert's win this last match, the Wildcats have taken their first lead of the evening, 10-9, hoping for J.D. Bergman to come up big, put the Buckeyes back in the lead. I know J.D. has wrestled Tomillo at, I believe, University Nationals or another Open, where I believe he won. Tomillo's been wrestling great this year, however. Again, he's ranked #2 in the nation. JD ranked #7.
Ranked #2 is Mike Tomillo from Northwestern, and ranked #8 is J.D. Bergman. Mike Tomillo is a true junior from Oak Park, Illinois, where he prepped at Fenwick High School. He was an Illinois state runner-up while he was there. And USA Wrestling Junior All-American. In the second year as a starter, in 2006 he won 22 matches for the Wildcats. Played 6th at the Big Ten Conference last year, which qualified him to wrestle at the National Collegiate Championship tournament. He is ranked currently #2 in the country.
Especially not one of those matches.
Buckeyes J.D. Bergman, the redshirt junior. From Oklahoma High School and Oklahoma.
JD with the attempt at the leg right there. Didn't clear the arms quite enough, and Tomillo was able to counter it without too much trouble.
Double junior national champion, both Greco, Roman, and freestyle wrestling.
Again, Tomillo attempted a double leg. JD counters, uses his strong hips.
2003, 2004.
And as with many of JD's opponents, JD's really pressuring in, trying to work some underhooks, and their opponents are really burying their head in JD's chest. Just because they know JD Bergman is a great thrower, and that's the best way to keep from getting thrown is keep your distance, keep your hips away from his. And unfortunately, that's really been neutralizing JD's throwing offense this season. JD with the front headlock right now. Tomillo kind of backing out. Looks like he'd like to just get out of the mat, but JD's pulling him back in. JD with an inside trip to his back. Very nice. Big move for JD Bergman with 10 seconds left in the first period. Okay, so JD needs to ride tough. 8 seconds left in this first period. 5 seconds to go. You can see Tomillo knows that he needs to escape this period to keep right there in the match. Okay, so JD enters the second period, winning 2-0 over #2 in the nation, Mike Tomillo. Looks like they're going to say JD had a little bit of a false start.
Watching false start.
You see Tamalo, a hard person to ride. Back on their feet. JD trying to keep the pressure on him, staying in a good stance. Tamalo really taking those diving straight-on shots. JD's been doing a great job at countering them so far. Really like to see him score off one of those, whether it be from a front headlock or from pushing down Tamalo, making him want to come back up, and then getting a shot of him with zone on. Again, JD needs to pressure down the head, and if not, he needs to jack up that underhook with his right arm and go to a single leg. But again, you can see Tamalo has his head blocking JD from getting to his legs. So right there, JD really needs to club Tamalo's head down with his arm and pull him down on the mat into a front headlock. It looks like they're going to hit Bergman for stalling. Okay, so we go into the third and final period. Bergman winning 2-1. He's going to take down. Tamalo's pretty tough on top, but Bergman is one of the strongest 97-pounders in the nation. He's really hard to hold down.
Ohio State number 8 JD Bergman against Northwestern number 2 Mike. Number 8 against number 2.
Again, Bergman's been kind of trying some rolls. Instead of really just going for a nice solid stand-up, it's been kind of exposing him back, putting him into a little bit of trouble. He hasn't really paid for it much this season, but against a good rider like Tamalo, he should probably stick with something a little more solid, something more traditional, just a regular stand-up. So hopefully right here, he'll explode right off the whistle to his feet. JD Bergman has swung ahead. He might get a pin. Tamalo still holding on tight. Still holding on tight. JD needs to not give up back points, and he doesn't. So close, almost a reversal by JD, and possible back points to a pin. Tamalo brings him back over, and we're right back where we started. Tamalo has earned a minute of riding time, which means it's a tie score, 2-1. JD has 36 seconds to escape. JD escapes, he wins the match 3-2. If Tamalo rides him out, we're going to overtime. Right here, JD needs to explode off the mat. Hasn't really been doing it yet. Tamalo has JD completely on his stomach. JD's going to keep this match going overtime. He needs to make his move right here. And he almost does it. He almost has his escape. And JD Bergman with a 2-point reversal to win the match. JD Bergman with the reversal in the last second of the match wins the match. JD Bergman is upset number 2 in the nation, Mike Tamalo. An excellent match by JD, bringing him back on track. JD is a contender for the national championship this year if he wrestles to his ability, and this match shows that he can hang in there with the best in the country. Great match by JD Bergman.